illuminating the winter solstice, Yule, and beyond. Illuminations 1. Historical Roots. Turning of the Cosmic Wheel. The eternal wheel of the seasons turns. Day and night follow each other. The gods sustain the balance of all things. Rig Veda. Throughout history, humans have looked to the heavens to make sense of life's cycles. The winter solstice is a universal event, marking the longest night and heralding the sun's gradual return. For ancient cultures, this moment wasn't just astronomical. It was deeply spiritual, a reminder of renewal and hope. Yea, the shining ones in the heavens ever sing his praise, and the dark and the bright halves of the month are the turning of his wheel. Rig Veda, Book 10, Hymn 190, Ancient Tradition. This verse acknowledges the cyclical nature of celestial phenomena, reflecting the spiritual significance of solar movements and their harmonizing influence across diverse traditions. This reminds us that we are part of a greater cosmic cycle, where darkness and light are both necessary and balanced forces. Behold, you have not gone dead, you have gone alive. Greeted be this soul of yours, O King, by whom the sky is brightened, by whom the earth is enlightened. Pyramid Texts, Utterance 213. The ancient Egyptian worldview offers profound insights into interconnectedness, cycles of nature, and the balance between light and darkness, key themes relevant to the winter solstice and self-discovery. I have made the shadow and the light harmonious, and set the balance of the two lands. From the Book of the Dead. This statement from the judgment scene in the Book of the Dead highlights the Egyptian ideal of Ma'at, cosmic balance and harmony. The reference to balancing shadow and light speaks directly to the winter solstice, when the longest night gives way to the gradual return of light. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. Genesis 1, verses 3 and 4, Hebrew tradition. The creation narrative reflects the solstice's duality, light and darkness as complementary forces in the universe. The solstice invites contemplation of the divine act of creation and our role in embracing both the dark, rest, introspection, and the light, action, growth. The motions of the heavens are to be used as a model for the motions of our soul, to make us as like the divine as possible. Plato, Timaeus. This Platonic theme reflects the harmony ancient philosophers saw between celestial events, like the solstice, and the human spirit's alignment with the cosmos. The solstice, marking the turning of light, mirrors the philosophical pursuit of ascending from darkness and ignorance to light and knowledge. From Yggdrasil's ash, the dew falls in the dales. It stands evergreen above Urdabrunna. Prose Edda, Gylfaginning. Germanic and Norse peoples celebrated Yule as a time to honor the cycles of nature, the rebirth of the sun, and the balance of life. The evergreen Yggdrasil, the world tree, symbolizes the eternal cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Illuminations 2, Nature and Cycles, the Dance of Darkness and Light. The solstice speaks of the eternal dance of opposites, darkness and light, endings and beginnings. It invites us to find meaning in the quiet, to see the night as fertile ground for new light to emerge. The self is not born, nor does it die. It does not come from anywhere, nor did it become anything. It is unborn, eternal, constant, and ancient. It is not slain when the body is slain. Katha Upanishad. This Upanishadic verse speaks directly to the essence of the self, Atman, emphasizing its eternal, unchanging nature. This teaching resonates deeply with the themes of Yule and the Winter Solstice, both of which symbolize cycles of death, renewal, and the constancy of light amidst darkness. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant. All things end in the Tao, as rivers flow into the sea. Tao Te Ching, chapter 16. This reflects how winter and darkness are not endings, but part of a flow that leads to renewal and growth. Laozi's wisdom encourages us to embrace the solstice as part of a natural order. Darkness nurtures, light awakens, and both are interconnected within the greater Tao, or path of life. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, Hebrew Bible. This highlights the universal acknowledgement of cycles in nature and life. The solstice mirrors this truth, offering a moment of pause to recognize the balance and rhythm inherent within us, within existence itself. What is in one's power? To meet everything that happens with dispassion, seeing that it is part of the universal order. Epictetus Discourses. The winter solstice, as a natural cycle of darkness and light, invites acceptance of life's ebb and flow. Stoicism emphasizes living in harmony with nature's order, reflecting the solstice's role in reminding each of us of our place within the universal rhythm. Then comes the shining sun at the last, to burn the halls of the gods. Völuspá, Poetic Edda. The Norse saw the winter solstice as the turning of the year, a time when the sun, represented by the goddess Sul, began her ascent once more. Thor, with his hammer Mjolnir, was thought to protect humanity and ensure the fertility of the land, even in the darkest days. Sul's eventual triumph symbolizes the return of light and warmth to the world, mirroring the solstice's promise of renewal. Thor's role as protector resonates with the idea of safeguarding life through the darkest times, reflecting the resilience of nature and humanity. Illuminations 3, Spiritual Practices, Honoring the Return of Light. We must close our eyes and awaken another way of seeing, to behold the source of all light. Plotinus, Enneads. The solstice is not just an external event. It is an invitation to awaken inner light in oneness with the source of all light. Rituals like meditations or lighting candles mirror the soul's journey back to its divine source, a journey emphasized in Neoplatonic thought. Yule traditions, lighting fires, decorating evergreens, and setting intentions, are all symbolic ways of aligning our inner world with nature's rhythms. They remind us that as the sun returns, so too can our sense of purpose and vitality. As the sun rises in the east, so shall light arise within you. Upanishads, Hindu scriptures. This echoes the solstice's theme of inner awakening and renewal, paralleling rituals that celebrate the sun's return. It reflects a shared spiritual pursuit of enlightenment and balance. The One is the source of all light and the goal of all striving. To return to the One is to find illumination. Plotinus, Enneads. Neoplatonic philosophy, with its emphasis on emanation and return to the divine source, aligns with solstice rituals that honor the sun's return. These practices symbolize the soul's journey from darkness toward enlightenment, mirroring Plotinus's vision of spiritual ascent. The High One is called All-Father. He is the beginning of all things and their end. Prose Edda, Gylfaginning. In Norse mythology, Odin, the All-Father, presides over Yule, symbolizing the cyclical nature of death and rebirth, echoed in solstice rituals that honor continuity and transformation. Freya weeps golden tears for her lost joy, but her love ensures the earth will bloom once more. Prose Edda, Gylfaginning. Freya, the goddess of love, fertility and renewal, was often honored alongside Odin and Thor, her presence signifying the returning life force of the earth. Freya's tears, symbolizing the cycles of loss and renewal, align with Yule's themes of rebirth. Just as winter's barrenness gives way to spring's fertility, Yule rituals honor the return of vitality, love, and connection to the earth. Illuminations 4. Philosophical Reflections. A time for contemplation. The sun is new every day, Heraclitus. The solstice embodies the paradox of life. The darkest point is also the moment when light begins its return. This mirrors human experience. Our struggles often birth the seeds of growth. Heraclitus reminds us that every dawn brings transformation, even after the longest night. The solstice teaches us resilience. Like the sun, we too are constantly renewing, finding light in life's darkest moments and chapters. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. Tao Te Ching, Chapter 2. This wisdom underscores the duality of existence, which the solstice encapsulates through the interplay of light and dark, reminding us that all opposites are interdependent and essential. The way up and the way down are one and the same. Heraclitus, Fragment 60. Heraclitus's notion of unity and opposites resonates with the solstice's duality of darkness and light. The solstice is a natural manifestation of this principle. where the darkest night gives rise to the return of the light, embodying harmony in opposition. Nature does nothing in vain, and in nature, nothing is isolated. Aristotle, Politics. Aristotle's view that everything in nature serves a purpose and is interconnected mirrors global solstice celebrations. These traditions, whether Yule, Saturnalia or Dongji, reflect a shared human recognition of the solstice as a meaningful moment in the cosmic order. He who travels far will meet his fate, yet wisdom grows from each step taken. Poetic Edda, Havamal. For the Norse, Yule was not only about physical renewal, but also spiritual transformation. Odin, as a seeker of wisdom and the orchestrator of cosmic balance, embodies the introspection and growth encouraged during this time. This wisdom encourages reflection during Yule, a time to look inward, learn from life's darkness, and emerge stronger. Odin's quest for knowledge mirrors the human journey through the solstice, seeking light in both literal and metaphorical darkness. Illuminations 5. Interconnectedness in ancient and modern thought. The solstice reminds us that everything in the universe is connected, from the smallest particle to the vastness of the cosmos. The ancient wisdom of the Upanishads beautifully reflects this. You are the universe in ecstatic motion, that which is the finest essence. This whole world has that as its soul. That is the real. That is the self. From the Chandogya Upanishad. This passage from the Chandogya Upanishad emphasizes the unity of all existence. The solstice invites us to feel this interconnectedness, recognizing that the cycles of nature are mirrored within ourselves. This verse offers us a profound reminder of the self's universality and interconnectedness. The winter solstice becomes a time to reflect on this truth. As the light returns to the earth, we are called to rediscover our inner light, the eternal, blissful self that unites us with all creation. The kingdom of God is within you and all around you. Gospel of Thomas. These words of Jesus in the Gospel of Thomas echo solstice themes, suggesting that the divine light we seek is both internal and reflected in the world around us. The dark and the light, they are part of the dance, life and death in their cycle. Indigenous Australian songline. Indigenous Australian songlines, passed down orally, often harmonize with global solstice traditions, emphasizing a balance of opposing forces. They reveal a universal understanding of life's cyclical nature, transcending cultural boundaries. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. John, chapter 8, verse 12. From the New Testament scriptures. Jesus' words of enlightenment have become part of the Christian message, and they parallel solstice celebrations across cultures, emphasizing the triumph of light over darkness and the enduring human yearning for illumination and renewal. A fire is kindled by another fire. The warmth of friendship warms hearts. Poetic Edda, Havamal. Norse mythology emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings through Yggdrasil, the world tree, whose roots and branches unite the 9 realms. Yule rituals often honored this connection by strengthening bonds within families and communities. This wisdom reflects Yule's communal spirit, reminding us that our strength comes from the connections we nurture. Just as the solstice signifies the return of warmth, so too can human connections bring light into our lives. Illuminations 6. Existential and phenomenological insights. We are not observers of the world, but participants in it, woven into its fabric. Edmund Husserl. Husserl's phenomenology reminds us that we are inseparable from the world we experience. The solstice is a lived, shared moment that connects us to the rhythms of the earth and one another. Freedom is what we do with what has been done to us. Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre's existentialist view speaks to the solstice's transformative power. Darkness does not define us. It offers a chance to choose light, growth, and renewal. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shined. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 2, Hebrew Bible. The modern adaptation of this passage, often linked with Christmas, resonates with Yule's solstice celebrations. Both traditions embrace themes of light piercing the darkness, symbolizing hope and renewal. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. Jean-Paul Sartre. Existentialism is a humanism. The solstice's renewal symbolizes the power of self-determination. Philosophical reflections on the solstice in modern contexts often draw from existentialism, emphasizing humanity's ability to choose light over darkness, both metaphorically and spiritually. There stands an eagle high in the ash tree, watching the worlds turn below. Poetic Edda, Völuspá. The Norse viewed life as a fragile yet vital thread within the web of existence. During Yule, sacrifices and offerings honored the gods and ancestors, expressing gratitude for survival and hope for the future. The eagle atop Yggdrasil sees and realizes the interconnectedness of all realms, much as the solstice reminds us of our role within the greater cosmic cycles. This perspective aligns with Husserl's idea that we are not mere observers, but participants in the universe. From the roots of the ash come waters flowing, bringing life to the world. Poetic Edda, Völuspá. This image of life-giving waters from Yggdrasil mirrors the quantum insight that small interconnected forces sustain the vastness of existence. Yule celebrations honor this interconnectedness, reminding us of our role in the cosmic tapestry. The Norse belief in Wyrd, the web of fate, beautifully parallels quantum theory's concept of entanglement, where all particles are interconnected. Yule rituals acknowledge this web, emphasizing the importance of every individual thread in sustaining life. Illuminations 7. Quantum Perspectives. The universe in a grain of sand. The universe is not made of separate parts but appears as a single unbroken whole. David Bohm, quantum physicist. Modern science offers fascinating parallels to ancient wisdom. Quantum theory suggests that the smallest particles of matter are interconnected, influencing one another instantaneously across vast distances, known as quantum entanglement. Bohm's vision resonates with the Norse worldview, where the threads of wired bind all realms. Yule is a time to honor these bonds and recognize our shared destiny with nature and the cosmos. The whole universe is enfolded in everything, and each thing is enfolded in the whole. David Bohm. Bohm's insights align with solstice wisdom. Just as particles are interconnected, so too are we linked to the cycles of nature and the cosmos. The solstice reminds us of this unity and the infinite possibilities within us. A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. Albert Einstein. The solstice invites us to shed the illusion of separateness and recognize our place within the cosmic dance. Einstein's words remind us that we are not observers, but intrinsic participants in the universe's rhythms. Illuminations 8. The eternal cycle, light and life, intertwined. In heaven's light, there is no turning back to the cave. The soul gazes steadfastly at the sun, the source of truth. Plato, The Republic. Plato's allegory of the cave symbolizes the ascent from ignorance, darkness, to enlightenment, light, directly paralleling the solstice as a time when light triumphs over shadow. The sun becomes a universal archetype of truth, life, and renewal, celebrated across philosophies. When you set in the western horizon, the world is in darkness, as if in death. But you rise again in the morning, and all things are reborn. Your rays embrace the lands and give life to all. Akhenaten, great hymn to the Aten. This poetic meditation highlights the cyclical nature of light and darkness, death and rebirth. It mirrors the winter solstice's message, that the longest night gives way to the dawn, and every cycle of loss holds the promise of renewal. It invites us to trust in life's rhythms, even in times of uncertainty or struggle. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John, chapter 1, verse 5, the Gospel according to St. John. These words beautifully encapsulate the solstice's essence. Even in our darkest moments, the light within us, our hope, resilience, and interconnectedness remains steadfast. In the end, Balder will return, and peace shall reign in the halls of the gods. Prose Edda, Gylfaginning. The Norse viewed Yule as the hinge of the year, a time when darkness gave way to light and life. The gods' actions during this season were seen as archetypes of human resilience and renewal. Balder's return after Ragnarok symbolizes light's ultimate triumph over darkness. Yule rituals, like honoring Balder or lighting fires, remind us that even in our darkest times, the promise of renewal endures. The winter solstice, whether celebrated through ancient rituals or reflected upon through philosophy and science, is a profound reminder of life's cycles. Darkness and light, struggle and renewal are universal patterns that shape our existence. CC nuggets of gold.